Hey guys, this is UC from iTradePrice. It is March 10th, slightly, I think it's, what is that, 10:24 p.m. Eastern. So the point of making this clip today is to just kind of focus on the levels that we share in the morning, the setups that we share, and how best to utilize this service. Just when you are trading, when you're starting your trading day. So I think the best way again to show all of this is through an example. So let's just start from the beginning here as to what happens. Okay, so this was the morning tweet. Market is opening up bullish with a gap up and blah blah blah. That's fine. And then we shared some levels about Amazon. Some levels on GME as well, Tesla, Roku, and Nvidia. Okay, so let's kind of go one by one, okay, and see what happened, how you could have played it, and how you can utilize the tweets, the morning notes better. All right, so here's Nvidia. So I was saying, or we were saying, because Annie writes a lot of this stuff as well, is that Nvidia just below 505 in pre-market, right? And it can find some resistance there, but above that we can see a move towards 512, and then whichever call option you want to pick. So let's look at the chart. That's where the price was at that moment, just below 505, but above, so the levels are 504.7. I just rounded it up to 505, but let's just say it was 505. Okay, so 505, 512, 519, right? Those are the main levels here that we were looking for the price to kind of target as it moves from one level to the other. Now let's see what actually happened. Okay, so here's Nvidia. Let's dig into the 2-minute chart. I'm going to zoom in a little bit and see how we opened up, right? So here's Nvidia. We opened up above 512, right? So if you don't want to trade right at open and you want to just give yourself some time for the option prices to kind of catch up as well, bring some liquidity into the market, don't rush in. It's fine. But focus on the price action and the levels. Okay, so what happened? It sold off in the first few minutes, and right at that 505 level, which was the support, right? 505 level, it's above the downtrend line, right? And the note says, above 505 we can target 512, right? But it opened above 512, it sold off. So you could have entered puts towards 505, or if you just want to wait because the market is bullish, you want to say, okay, I'm not gonna get in the first few minutes, I want to wait and see what happens. So just read the price action, see what's going on. The price failed at 512, but it held the 505 support, moved back up, right? So if I go back into the tweet, we entered right around 946. I think we tweeted it out that Nvidia is above 512 and it can move towards 519, right? And just before market open, Nvidia big, that's fine. Let's get into Nvidia. Next level above is 519, can slowly push towards that. 520C can work. So 947, right? So let's go exactly see where was it at 947. So this is 946 and 44, 46, so somewhere right around here, right? Just above 513 level, right? So the purpose of sharing these levels in advance is so that you guys have these levels on your charts. If you're going to wait for the tweet as a, just as an added confirmation, sure, but just keep in mind that if you're going to wait for the tweet, you're going to lose some precious moments because the price is not going to wait for you and say, okay, I'm going to wait for this guy to come to get in and then I'm going to go up. It's not going to happen, right? And it moved quickly. It's a fast market. It quickly moved in the next 5-10 minutes all the way to 519, right? That was our target level. If you look at the morning chart, Nvidia was the morning level was 519, right? Above 512, that was on the chart that I shared, right? So that means that's the level you should start taking profits as it gets close to that. So you're done. The purpose of these levels is that the price usually moves fast once it crosses above, or if it gets rejected, it gets rejected fast from these key levels, right? So the whole idea of getting into a trade is that so you can see the move quickly, you can see the trade go in your favor quickly rather than waiting for it, right? So that's what exactly happened, NVIDIA. All right, let's take a look at another example. Let's take a look at Tesla, what it did, right? Or what we shared in the morning about Tesla. Let's go through that. Tesla chart and levels, looking for a move above 701 for calls. Okay, so the price at that time in the pre-market was just below 701, but I think it did move up above 701 before it opened. So our choice was 720C above 701, right? And then if it gives a pullback towards 660, that is not a bad level to consider a dip buy. So there are two options, right? Okay, now let's go and see what happened in Tesla. So here's Tesla. It opened, I know we had a conditional order, and he had a conditional order over there. So it opened right just below 700 or something like that and moved quickly, right? So the conditional order got filled at, I believe it was just above $14, right? If I can go and look at the tweet. Come on, let's go back. I think it was right at the open. The conditional order got executed, right? Yeah. So 720C at 14.9, 9:31 a.m. Just 1 minute. So we entered right here within this bar. This is a 2-minute bar. So we entered right within this bar, and 719 was the level, right? So I think I had mentioned that on the chart as well, that 720 is the level. So if you had that level on your chart, you would know that that's a resistance level, right? Here's the chart. 720, right? 719, 720, right? That level. So take or trim some profits right there once the chart moves there. So the price moved towards 719 and then it quickly gave up, right? So I always recommend that if you are trading, try to enter your trade at or around key levels, right? Which by what key level I mean around 719 or the 680 level or the 660 level that I had mentioned. Yeah, talking about 660. Look at the price. It kept on going down. So if you're waiting to go long or buy calls, wait for the price to go towards 660, and that's exactly what it did. Here, 660. It touched 655 within that 2-minute bar, and boom, you have in the next 8 minutes it went up by $14, right? So there's your trade. Get in right here. It's a good risk and reward. It's a key level. It's going to likely, it will bounce from there. Don't be buying puts because the stock has been coming down all the way down here. Only if it gives up 660 level, gives a close below that, sure, consider puts, but the risk and reward was for a bounce because the stock has been trading down. And if I draw a little channel here like this, at that time, it was pretty obvious that we're kind of getting close to the low end of that channel right there, right? So the chances of a bounce are much higher than breaking it down further, right? So you want to be at least by a couple of calls here. If it goes down further, maybe average down a little bit more, but then that's it. As long as it's within the channel, you'll see a bounce. So those kind of trades and thought process you should be thinking about when you are looking at these levels in the morning and you're trying to trade around them. Okay, let's maybe look at another one quickly. GME was a super trade today, right above 283.6, right? Everybody had enough time, ample time to get ready for this trade. So if you caught it, that's awesome. Roku, yeah, let's see. I personally did not play this one, but let's say what it says, trying to move above 362 in pre-market. 370 plus would be interest, as it can quickly move to 375. 375C can work. So if it was opening below 370, have a conditional order ready, right? So that you can get that execution fast, because that was it. it opened below 370, and within that 2-minute bar it moved up like $6, $7, and then it quickly gave up that level, right? And it just got rejected from there. So if this is too fast for you, then just wait for the pullback. And where did it go? So it got rejected, and I think I said if the downtrend line gives resistance, we can consider puts as well. That's exactly what it did. Like if I zoom out, you can see here's the trend line, right? How can I do that? There you go. That's my tool. So here's the trend line, right? We got rejected right from the trend line, from that 375 level. Let me zoom in, right? So if you missed the calls, just look at the price action, right? It tried to move up, it got rejected badly, and it gave up that level, not only 375 but even 370. So just enter puts at that time, right somewhere, I mean right here, or even on the retest of this 370, just to have a better risk and reward, and to make sure that it doesn't go above that level again, right? And like I said, you want to enter your trades around the key levels. So don't be entering puts here. Wait for it to pull back up, enter a put right here because it got rejected from the downtrend line, right? So, and then it would have been nice play to the downside, and that's where the support came in. So you should be taking profits as you're approaching this support level. So that's how we trade. Keep it simple, make use of these key price levels. You know, if you want to use conditional orders or not, that's totally up to you. But you know, I would say spend some time into reading price action, how it all works. I know some of you have gotten the price action course that we have on the website. I know it's helping you out. So and it comes with the session as well. There, you know, we kind of sit down and spend some time together in talking through your execution, how to make it better, because trading is half execution as well. You know, I mean, even my son can come and press any button on the platform and trade, right? But what he can't do is how to execute it better, right? That's what counts. If your execution is poor, it doesn't matter what you know, what levels you have. If your execution is not swift, it's not going to work. Okay, but again, I'm all talking about from day trading perspective. Options are fast, so you have to be ready. You have to know your levels. Like, so I have these charts right here. I have all the options chart right here in front of me, right? I have all the options that I will be trading for that day, for that particular stock, right on my screen, right? So I don't have to go and see which option I'm going to buy once my level reaches. All that homework is done pre-market. Market hours are for execution. That's it. You know, all your homework, all your planning should be done beforehand. All right. Hope you guys like this little video and it makes your trading better.